We got Cruel Intent. Okay, that's a big one. Yeah.
A breakthrough. An unavoidable end.
Oh. Yes.
I did not realize
The
how
seat
much
of your
bleed he was going to put on.
Perched
And
precariously
I
in the
also did not
murky
recognize
gloaming.
how important it was going to be for me to keep the light high on that setting. It looks like dot teams are not going to fare very well.
At my insistence, we retired to our room, where I countered your excitement by clearly
need
outlining the vulnerability
Really
of our
powerful
position.
resistance penetration
Reason
to set that up.
prevailed, and we elected to block the door with a large dresser. The crossroads, where lost souls hope to find
All right,
their
what is our
way.
next random team? Okay. Got a leper again. There are a few interesting options from this setup. So I think what I probably want to do here, I could do Venom Drop Audrey with this, which is quite a strong build, and I could pair it with Alchemist Plague Doctor. So that's kind of neat, but I don't really think it's in the cards. The leper really has to stand in front about the whole time. The rest of the team's not very resilient, so I think I might want to run the Poet Leper and just focus on soaking a lot of damage here. Everybody else can basically be responsible for killing, and that's fine. If we've got some killing responsibility on the Plague Doctor, my favorite thing to run is the Surgeon, and then over here, I'm probably going to run the Deadeye Grave Robber. Could I run the Night Sworn Grave Robber instead, and then do some really dancery stuff? So, I don't want the front row to move, ever. But I could maybe run a build that moves Dismas around. I could put Dismas in a 4th rank sharp shot and have him like move around a little bit. But the sharp shot penalizes riposte enough that it's not great. The yellow hand might really help if I want to do a subset of some bleeding. And I could steal positive tokens if I accidentally put positive tokens onto people. I mean, I like the yellow hand for a lot of reasons. I just don't know if it's appropriate here. So if I did the yellow hand, that would be a 2nd rank yellow hand with a Grave Robber in the back, probably Plague Doctor over here, and I've got like a bleed sub-theme on top of a raw damage build. I think I'm underutilizing the Grave Robber with this. Is there anything I can do to put more combo into the build? Not really. Not really at all. Okay, so I do want to try out the soft is really annoying. I do want to try out the Poet Leper. Got a lot of stun resist, a lot of movement resist. Where else can I set combo with this team? This team basically doesn't set combo, does it? Yeah, my only combo set is if I want to allow Dismas to step to the front line and do point blank on a rogue build. Is that the way I want to run this? Is that better? How do I make that work with this leper? Can I just have everybody dance around the leper and then somehow he's gonna do his job? It's difficult to move the Plague Doctor and have a good time with him. Because I usually like him just to sit in the 3rd rank. Ooh, Sanguine's good. If he's the Alchemist, he can move around a bit more. Heck, if he's the Physician, he can move around a bit more. He's just not super useful. Although, this team has kind of 3 strong damage dealers without him, actually. Especially if I run like Tempest or Wanderer Leper instead of Poet Leper or Monarch. Well, I could run a Monarch without using Chop, and then just swap in Chop when I'm fighting Cosmic. And that's Purge and Intimidate both get... I'm still doing the Corpselight, so... Oh, this is named? This is named Pat Hand. What does that mean?
Hunted, harried, a fugitive seeking to outpace the past.
Let's see, so... I was thinking of running this as the Monarch without Chop. And then... just because I haven't run the Monarch before. So Purge and Intimidate pick up Vulnerable. So if I remove Chop... so I still have Purge, which is not listing the fact that it theoretically does Vulnerable. Okay. Weird. Intimidate. I think Intimidate's just pretty good. Got a lot of taunt options with Intimidate and Withstand. So using that with Ruin seems like a good idea, but with that our only out for damage is Purge. That's not really good enough. I think that we need to be putting Chop back on the bar every time we go into a Cosmic fight. Ruin just feels like it's kind of extra. Like, how do you fit that in when you need so many self-management skills that are not Ruin? Maybe you just run it like this and you change Hue to Chop every time you fight Cosmic? I'm gonna muss with it. Over here, I am gonna try the Yellow Hand. So for that, I do Advance, Open Vein, Highway Robbery, and Double Cross. And optionally remove something for Take Aim. It's not a bad idea. Ew. Okay, Blundering definitely tells me I don't want to play the Night Swarm. So I'll stick with the Deadeye plan. Remove Poison Dart. The rest of this is about right. Take Dead of Night. And over here... do I actually want the Physician is a good question. I've been interested in trying out the Physician. It just doesn't seem very good. So Disorienting Blast, Ounce of Prevention, Emboldening Vapors. Disorienting Blast, Ounce of Prevention, Emboldening Vapors are all kind of the obvious skills for this build if I'm going to run it. I think outside of these, you probably want to run like Indiscriminate Science and Magnesium Rain, or you want to run something that actually does damage. I think Magnesium Rain is good in this build because it's not penalized compared to his other stuff. I usually really like Incision. I'm just going to try out this team. I think the ideal way of running this team is probably with some slightly different roles. Anytime you're running the Grave Robber, I really want to run her as the Night Sworn.
This was a beautiful place once.
As the Night Sworn or Venom Drop.
What a pity.
She just doesn't do a lot of damage in her other builds.
The winds whip more harshly on the far side of the brook.
Now we have an inherited Dismas with a whole bunch of really cool effects, and he's probably gonna die. But whatever, he's also a pacifist, so he loves to stress out. He's kind of a bummer. He's basically gonna sit in as an open vein machine for a long time.
Stupendous.
Okay. So Intimidate can hit any single enemy, and that's how it works.
Incremental, but deadly all the same.
Flash and Dagger's still pretty good.
A slow
the body.
dissection. An unavoidable end.
So the job of this leper build is just to stand here and taunt while his problems get solved for him.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
I don't have an out for the corpse if I kill now. Oh, but I won't kill now. He's got
A master stroke.
he's got death armor.
Bafflement and vexation. Persistence will overcome even the greatest of threats.
Okay. So interesting stuff going on. I think I really should be running the physician with the yellow hand, and then not the physician.
Push
The
on
surgeon
to
with the
healing.
yellow hand and switch the
Rest
positions
and
around,
resupply
because the
await you.
leper's damage output's going to be really terrible. It's not like the Tempest lepers I'm used to running. So let me make that change, and everything else should be okay.
Lower your guard.
So then I think my biggest use of Audrey then is for
gaze.
cleave utility.
It is safe here.
You are going to surgeon, where I am most comfortable with what you do. All right, over here, I might need some. Oh, withstand. So the upgraded intimidate clears stealth. The upgraded purge actually applies mark, which might be one of my only outs to mark in this party. Yeah, I don't really have another way of putting a combo on. Highway robbery doesn't steal tokens until the upgrade, which is pretty underwhelming for now. I don't think I can afford the Dead of Night upgrade that early. That's really luxurious. And Grave Robber never sets her own combo. She is the most needy, selfish class in the game. So I could go into Blinding Gas to try and get combo setups. I think that's probably a pretty smart idea. And let's see, do I pair that with Purge? I think the Purge upgrade might not be enough damage for me to work with. How does Double Cross upgrade suit me? Double Cross upgrade is really like all-inning on Thrown Dagger, which is not the worst thing in the world. I think I need to upgrade Thrown Dagger or Flashing Daggers because these are just the buttons she has to hit most of the time, and I need her to be useful. So if I need some work to go in, we probably need this upgraded. I think the fact that she's deadly is intended to float the team for now.
The means of mastery.
So we need that to do something for us. This team is not a terrible team to try and snipe in the theater.
Each improvement, a new variable in the equation of your fate.
We've got access to blueprint tubes, which are pretty strong. And Gnarly Knuckles, which is okay for a yellow hand build. That's Tinker's Gear. Debuff resistance piercing is what I can get out of that. Wax inoculant, stimulating poultice. I think what I should do here is take the gnarly knuckles, buy food, and go for a boss snipe. Question is what pet to take. That run where I took the Shrieker trick, I was drowning in baubles. I'm still committed to making it a Corpselight run, even if it's wicked hard. I want glimmers because I made that mistake before. And I'm taking food into the first area. Whether or not I'm going for a boss snipe, I'm going to be a little more careful about it. I'm going to take the gnarly knuckles because I want more early strength. Looks like I could still afford blueprint tubes. I could take an ice box and try to combine the ice box with the reanimated rabbit. Let me do that.
A sound investment in roads yet untraveled.
Okay. I'm gonna go after this boss. Part of why I'm doing this is because of the heat wave. The heat wave will make it a little easier for me to layer on dots on the boss. Let me take this spike ball too. So I'm gonna hope the boss is a little early on. Let's see. Yeah, we didn't get any relationship ticks. That's fine.
Conventional fare, but fairly priced.
Looks like I'll be going in a little hurt, and I'm just gonna say that's okay.
The first of many forks in the road. Choose your path.
Almost forgot
ride
to
out
eat.
unbowed.
Eating is pretty important in this case. We've got only 25 debuff resist on the Monarch build here. So if I went into Tempest, he would have a much better chance of blocking the effect that can move him forward on that fight. But I think I'm gonna have to chance it anyway. The knuckles go here on the yellow hand. Pacifist is such a pain in the neck. Okay. Let's see if we can snipe this lair. If I could get 1 or 2 caches before hitting the lair, that would be ideal.
Grows unchecked.
We have 1 check before going to the lair. Of course. Well, we'll probably have a good light level then. I'm not going to equip combat items before I get there. Oh, that's quite the fight to have early. All right. I also noticed this team has very little stress maintenance. The leper has to take care of his own stress, and that's just the way it's got to be. It's not the worst circumstance. I forgot to change around the skills on my Plague Doctor to match the changes I made to him. Well, that's a bummer. In Heat Wave, we can still click this most of the time and it's fine. They're not getting buffs for it right now anyway. You spend a turn on loading shots. Don't have a way for you to step back. So that marks him for death. Shuffle and Daze doesn't do anything right now.
A brilliant conclusion.
Have to swing through blind for this. I didn't put a blind solution on my action bar. Okay. That happened. You literally need to be at the front to do anything.
Well done.
All I wanted was to get weakness on you. You can't do that for me? Everything got resisted. We will get through this, it's just not going to be very comfortable. This thing only has 30 debuff resistance, and yet it gets past a lot of... It's getting past an incredible number of debuffs. 10 HP. Emboldening Vapors probably does not cause me to kill off of a Purge. But I guess I'll try. Top end might kill? Okay.
Persistence will overcome.
That's very helpful. Let me
even
make
the
some
greatest
adjustments.
threats.
I completely forgot to change the party around for that surgeon setup. Okay, so over here, forget all of these. Going Blinding Gas, Incision, Battlefield Medicine, Indiscriminate Science, Magnesium Rain. And this stays the same. We remove Pick to the Face. And we take Shadow Fade in case we have a positioning problem. And over here, I recognized I did not have a positioning solution for being in the front row. I don't really want to take point blank shot on a yellow hand, but it's not the worst thing to do. Just doesn't do a lot of damage, so we can't really look forward to it helping us out in a pinch.
Pity a soul so twisted by despair.
Okay, Plague Eaters. party has a much more solid damage opener, and we can still plan on finishing most rounds out with Purge. It's noteworthy that we can't really attack front rank with her, although our big target right now doesn't hang out on front rank. I feel like one of the Monarch things is bugged. This Purge is supposed to... Purge is supposed to cause a problem. So there's the vulnerable from Intimidate. Purge is also supposed to cause a vulnerable. They're not really seeing it. We have 3 corpse removal moves on this party to deal with the Corpselight effect. That's a pain in the neck.
Cunning. You may outwit them yet.
Okay, he bleeds out on his own turn, but I cannot Solemnity from this position for the stress heal I would like to do. Bummer. Yeah, stress on the leper is probably going to be an issue for this party.
Await those who dare.
Cool, picked up a mastery. All right.
There's danger on this path.
Here's the impending several moments of truth. If we can get through this, I think it's going to make us a lot better off. Does either one of the items coming out of this place make us a lot stronger if we can take out this boss? Either the bumper crop or the one that gives us a lot of storage space. The storage space one with the ice chest and the rabbit is pretty strong. If we can get food barrels on top of that, we can get a massive HP boost for the party.
The landowner's manor. Do you hear the child's cries?
Okay, yeah, our Purge does cause vulnerable. That's cool.
Malaise.
We're gonna need to hit Purge weirdly often with this team, so might as well get something out of it, eh? Taint their water, they'll never know. That's a line. Seeing benefits from Sanguine.
A righteous action.
Let's see. Incision U, I can purge out 2 corpses. All this character can do from this position is continually backsplash. It's not particularly strong or dangerous. Battlefield medicine does not help a lot. Cool, got to work off a little bit of extra stress. Crit chance. Okay, I won't have the corpse clean, I guess. Let's see. I'm not blinded, so I could hew for damage, but I think Intimidate's probably the better action here. Okay, so I get 2 stacks of weak out of Intimidate. It's not just 1. Regurgitate can make full-blown corpses. That is a bummer. So if he regurgitates his last active combat in the round,
Measure
I'm gonna
out
have a
your
66% chance of
and
meeting a
apply
new
it
friend.
judiciously.
That's not fun. I don't have a lot of options for that. I don't really get an out on it, depending on timing. If I incision and drop her, she's just going to turn into some nonsense. So I'm fairly likely to get a meltdown during the boss, and that is a really distinct problem that I just have to live with. 1 damage short of the kill there.
Hold fast, for who knows what lurks in the beyond.
Okay, so that moves me closer. That sucks. If this guy in the back regurgitates again, then my handling of this fight is in the toilet, basically. Don't have a heal out of Solemnity yet. Kind of looking for it in a bad state. Let's enjoy that 85% crit chance, and then I can out the body with Magnesium Rain. Our speed setup's looking a little weird because our leper is commonly not acting last. I'm not sure why.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
Solemnity for stress relief. We got another Regurgitate. He's gonna create another guy. Nice, Regurgitate did not trigger. I think I'll out that with Bump in the Night. So I can buy myself some time to heal up. Or Dead of Night, not Bump in the Night. Did I forget to equip my friggin' combat items before? Oh, I did. I totally did. I'm such a nerd. I really needed that stuff. This is gonna be so much harder because I forgot to do that. But let's see. We've got the Inevitable End, which is Break prevents them from gaining block. When you are hit, if you are under 2 speed, you remove a number of problems. Okay. Huh. That is very weird. The Brilliant Brew and the Kitchen Knives are both pretty strong, though not necessarily for my build. The Bumper Crop is very strong. This is the point where I can bail out here if I think I'm in the wrong circumstance. The gain on crit heal 2 is maybe even stronger on Audrey than it is on anybody else. So I'm just not on the build for any of this stuff. The Inevitable End is theoretically like a workable good thing for the leper, but it's better on like other setups that are not what I'm doing. The Bumper Crop is still very strong, and it's good to like get a boss in, plus, that's 24 baubles. I'm gonna try it because I think the Harvest Child is not the most threatening enemy to be up against in terms of bosses.
Half-eaten mother.
I think this is like an enemy that I have not tried to. I have not tried to snipe this boss before, and I think of the various bosses, this is the one that is most subject to sniping. I just want to start by going really hard on dots.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
Oh yeah, you resist it when you're already up in the... You resist it when you've already been thrown to the back and you're in the very wrong position.
Incremental, but deadly all the same.
Let's see, how are we doing? Steady heals are helping. From a few of the different skills I have that are doing that. My leper's been almost entirely disabled. And I was supposed to have a Greek fire coming in here. Nice crit. Got him under half. I think part of the big question here is Dismas going to gonna stress break? Is he going to remain cool? Definitely need vascular medicine here.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
Well, the positions are theoretically correct. We don't have a Solemnity heal. Back up to the front of the line. Is Absinthe heal yet? Nope. Keep fighting. That's an important crit. That was a very good, important debuff resist. We are at the point for Solemnity. Q is not a lot of damage.
Agony by accumulation.
Life. We got 6 bleed over there. Please resist this. Okay, we resisted the important debuff here. You're gonna bleed down to death's door. There's not a lot I can say about that.
Any being, however horrid, can be brought to heal.
Indiscriminate's only for 5 here. I really was hoping for that to be a higher roll. If this crits, he bleeds out on his second action. That's not good enough.
And now, the greatest test of all. An unforeseen complication. Another blow.
If my plague doctor did not step forward, I was not going to be in a problematic state. But it's because he stepped forward that I couldn't use battlefield medicine, and I had those extra problems. Yeah, I definitely could have gotten through this fight clean if I had brought my frickin' items in. Instead, it's a mess!
We will see them again. I am sure of it.
Okay. I can put the gnarly knuckles on the surgeon, and it does pretty okay. Let's see. Our movement isn't even under that threshold, so that's because we're getting one from the pet. That's what a funny circumstance to be in. Yeah, these items don't really help at all. I would love to be able to use the kitchen knives, but if we were on Venom Drop, we kind of could. So we've lost our most meaningful party member at this point. I'm gonna take the not resistance encounter for a moment, kind of collect my thoughts. So, let me equip the frickin' combat items I've been carrying. I even had bandages. I had people bleed to death while I had bandages available. Feels pretty bad, man.
Sharpen your blades, that we may properly excise our portion.
This is a really bad fight to take. I'll take the cash. I need a lot more power on the party. I mean, I was going after the Harvest Child because I was hoping for, like, Gruel or, one of the other strong trinkets. Getting kitchen knives is a real bummer.
Echoes of humanity, twisted by
I need to think more about, regional indelibles. Because the regional indelibles for the Foetor are only really strong if I'm running the Alchemist. Who's currently, sir, not appearing in this film. Yeah, I mean, I think looking at this party was basically, do I do a yellow hand surgeon setup, or do I want to try a Venom Drop Alchemist setup? I think I prefer the yellow hand surgeon, but with the yellow hand dead, it's a lot less good. That is going to set up a meltdown. I cannot magnesium rain from the front. I was really hoping I could hit and he would bleed out. because that could set me up for to be out of the fight instead of these corpses standing up.
A small foundation.
Well, the people who are left really get along. So, as expected, I have mixed feelings about the Monarch. I've only had success so far running the Tempest Leper. The Tempest or the Wanderer. I think the Wanderer Leper is perfectly fine. I just feel like if the Leper's not landing gigantic chops, he's not doing enough. The fact that Audrey cannot hit front row characters is kind of a problem. Okay. I should make some other adjustments here.
And blaze the trail to your redemption.
I need him in 3rd rank. I'm gonna remove Shadow Fade in favor of Kick to the Face. This is all still fine. Yeah, this still does almost nothing. Nervousness makes the character even faster. So I think the third idea for how to do this party is probably Rogue, Tempest, Deadeye Physician. That might have been a pretty good way of doing this. Look, there's all the apples cheese.
The loathing whispers.
So with this, the party is getting +2 health from the pet by virtue of carrying a lot of food.
At least it should be. The lost souls of a dying world, empty of hope and humanity.
Bleeds out, but it might get up at the end of turn. Yeah, I knew from reading the Corpselight that it was going to be really hard. The effects of the dots, I could not adequately... I couldn't get a good reckoning of how problematic that was going to be. Turns out it's pretty freaking bad. And I think it does really require me to be on high light strategies. Which isn't an absolute deal breaker, but it does matter. Like, it is part of the calculus of the run, so to speak. She's still putting in work.
Mistimed, misdirected.
Out bodies. I think I can get away with this. So the peculiar thing about the Monarch is, I mean, I think the best skill in the Monarch is probably Intimidate. You're getting a tank who stands on the front line. You can hit Withstand, and you can damage transfer to the back. I think removing or mitigating his blind feels like a lost cause, because I don't think you can afford to run Reflection alongside all the other nonsense that you want to put in here. Because I think Solemnity you're a fool to not run so long as you're on the Leper. If he's your only mitigation character, you kind of need Withstand, and that might be the failing of it. Like, maybe the Monarch functions better without Withstand. I'm gonna try the Hag Sword here. Usually pretty strong in this character. We'll take the Cleansing Censer. Let's move it along. I think the Grave Robber is one of the characters that I just have some of the weakest understanding of. Out of all the possible people, it's just not a character I fare well with most of the time. Wait, what's that? Oh, a buff? Sure, I'll take a buff. We'll look at what that is separately. No, that's from the stale bread. It's just not displayed as a condition. It's very weird. I think we've got pretty good odds to make it out of the chapter. And we did get the boss killed. We paid a hefty price. But I'm kind of expecting that the Monarch Leper just chops through the end of the chapter. I think we've got some relationship problems if we ate a couple meltdowns. Was it just the one?
Malaise, measured and steady.
Use another glimmer here. Yeah, flashing daggers on a deadly character is just quite strong. Boy, I wish that hurt him. Let's see. We could out that and purge it, I think. If I kill with purge, does it get rid of the body? Doesn't matter. Still blind. I can take that with the Grave Robber. Oh, I can't fix both of those corpses. Trying to think of which move there had the lesser opportunity cost. I decided using Purge was less opportunity cost than using the Dead of Night. I should be coming out of here with a pretty decent amount of mastery. If I can build up any more debuff resistance on him, I think I can just kind of ignore his self-blind mechanics. He's just going to start resisting them. Okay, our next encounter is the Cosmic, so we will adjust our Monarch.
An inkling of potency still lingers in some of these
Poison Ring.
well-worn relics.
Oh, that's actually the start of a setup now.
The loathing
So
base.
with the poison ring, we can use the kitchen knives as a setup here. Because now we've got the noxious setup with the blight resistance piercing and the possible crit gain. So now we're artificially playing Venom Drop, which is pretty goddamn funny. Pass over some crow's feet. That does set our items correct. Over here, remove Hue in favor of Chop. Equip blotting powders for this fight, actually, and we'll put healing salve over here just in case. I really need to figure out what is going on with my mouse. Hello, thanks for checking in. Our current random teams run is a little fraught. You may have noticed that we're down a person, but we're hanging in there. Let's crow's feet these guys. Oh man, the crow's feet can also apply the blight from the other stuff. That's pretty wild. Hans from Die Hard. No, I haven't heard that. Like Hans Gruber? Let's see. That's funny. Don't like having a blind over here. Just keep hitting Incision and everything will be okay. Yeah, I'm gonna Solemnity that health back, thank you. I'm just gonna use another round of crow's feet to get away from my own blind.
Can be brought to heal.
And those are both probably gonna turn into worms. And then I'll have a bad day. Yep. Well, we just keep going. Wish I had a better chance of magnesium raining this. Okay, so with him out, we can purge, get rid of at least one corpse. Or maybe not. Oh yeah, we are hella bleeding. Good argument for battlefield medicine there. More bleeding. My minus 20% resistances is really adding up here. We need those dots gone.
Extinguished
It's too much.
at last.
Let's see. This Corpselight challenge is really
by
getting me.
accumulation. Incremental, but deadly all the same.
Just having one less character in the action economy makes it a lot harder for me to out corpses properly. So I'm getting into a lot more circumstances where I'm just kind of hoping that RNG turns out my way. It's not a good way to actually get through things. I really need this Firemouth off the table, but I don't even have an attack for her right now. Yeah, 'cause taking this burn on 2 party members every turn is really tearing me up. This character's not meant to survive for 5 entire rounds. Well, thanks for stopping by. Always glad to see folks. Oh yeah, here's Death's Door. Gonna have her drink about that. Okay, we're slowly working through this combat. Kinda pushing our healing skills to the limit. I don't have more uses of Solemnity. These seriously is... Oh, right, this is his chop. Just gonna withstand into a battlefield medicine here, I think. Actually, withstand into a healing salve. And then a battlefield medicine. So I'm burning a lot of resources here because I screwed up the encounter by allowing these guys to spawn in. So I have to spend a long time, like, kind of paying my dues to the encounter. Before I can get back to trying to win it. Off of that. If I take a kill now, I just get punched in the face. This whoever's acting last in the round for me, I can't take a kill with that character. It turns into a real bummer when that's one of my more damaging characters. Okay. It cannot take another action. It's dead either way. And use a quick indiscriminate science combo to get her health back. Take the finish for the combat. Okay, that was fraught.
Greater threats await those who dare.
A simple flower. On movement resist to heal, on stun resist block. Gain on crit with melee skills, a bit of stress. Okay. We're not doing a lot of melee skills. We don't have good crit. But do either of these other effects actually help us? Movement resist is only a 30, stun resist is a 45. We're not really good at those things on Marnar. We only have stun resist because of hard noggin. And the cleansing sensor is reducing our stun resist. So if we replace that, our stun resist would be better. But I like the debuff resist more most of the time. Movement resist does happen about often enough to be a little meaningful. But ultimately, that's an item for the Poet build that has those resists at a very high level without having to sacrifice a bunch of trinket slots for it. We are at 28 items. Drop the ablative powders, they're not very useful. equip bandages here, and we'll equip crow's feet here. Crow's feet are pretty strong. I like Audrey's setup right now. So, Audrey's setup is really screaming to go Venom Drop. If I have cash after this encounter, we're definitely respecking some party members. Okay. I'm gonna open with Clotting Powder's Withstand. Gets him up to really high bleed resistance.
Weaken them, that another may finish the work.
We're going pretty aggressive this encounter. Okay, Obsession gives them taunts. We can pick up extra blinds from Soft, which really sucks. Okay, we have a taunt up.
Victory supposes strategy. Press on.
We get out from under the taunt and we power through. Alright, Solemnity does not help. I cannot purge this guy who's on the front. I can't purge the guy with the critical token. Got a lot of tiny dots in the enemies. Ow. And we did not resist the bleed, despite the, like, extra 80% bleed resistance. Goddamn Corpselight. Can't heal from that yet? Alright. Oh, Chop is still only 2 to 4 damage, despite all of those modifiers being additive? Wow, I really thought that was going to hit harder on cultists. Okay. I'm going to try a purge. Couldn't get it. Forced into picked to the face by the taunt. Let's see, does this guy dot out? Not quite. Okay. So, the team member I'm going to add, because I'm on the random challenge, I'm going to add a random team member, but there is a big friggin' wish list. So, any kind of blind mitigation would give me a lot to work with. I don't think I'm going to get another good corpse clear option, and that's fine. It's just the way it's going to have to be.
The slow suffering begins.
More freaking lead. There's not a lot more I can ask for in terms of dot mitigation. Taunt it again, take a crit. Death Store you, and you should bleed out. This Clarion Call stress is causing some problems for sure. So I did not sync this up right to enjoy these corpses. Very cool. We picked up On Guard. It's a very useful buff. Magnesium rain corpses away. A combo setter would be good. So adding, like, either the Occultist or the Runaway would be my preference, probably. Okay, there's kind of the damage spread I'm expecting to see.
Fight through
And
the
it's a Carrion
fatigue.
Eater now. Okay, you burn up on your turn. Would you like to eat that body for me? Okay. That's what I thought. And it's another Carrion Eater. I get the feeling that one of the better ways of handling this is to have Corpse Clear that just acts very, very, very late in the round. Oh, it's not that his chop has better damage against Cosmic. It's that at the start of any fight that includes Cosmic, he gets a buff to his chop. Very small distinction. Happens to matter right now.
Sweat-soaked brows, unsteady stances. Exhaustion
Okay,
takes
that gets
hold.
us out of a bit of a fraught act, but we did get our boss clear.
In this
We got the
waiting
bumper crop,
gloom,
which is very
a
strong.
spark.
Yes.
We got Cruel Intent. Okay, that's a big one. That will replace our leper options for sure. So the leper's going to be blind all the time, and we're just going to cope. And the fact that he's soft is probably even helpful now. So he gains 2 blind at turn start, and if blind, he crits like a monster. It's just the way it's going to be. If I can get combo onto enemies, he can swing through the blind, and it won't matter. Hue will help me crit fish better. So that's probably what we want to be using there. And we're not going to be using things like the Inevitable End or the Simple Flower. I definitely wasn't going to use the Simple Flower. The Hag's Horde is still playable. I don't really like the Inevitable End either way, and I'm not going to be able to get my speed that low. Okay, so there are some more adjustments we can make to get this more heavily into a blind-oriented team. The Leper's probably mostly spamming, what's it called? Hue and, Withstand, with occasional Intimidates for mitigation where it's important.
Rest tonight.
Okay, we got a
Under the
lot more
mountain's
mastery.
Unblinking gaze.
We gained Occultophobic, Flawed Release, and Torn Rotator Cuff. Flawed Release really sucks for her build. Torn Rotator Cuff, also not very nice. We have 6 mastery to work with. Pretty wild. So, our optional characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we can pick random right from here. It's random. We get a Jester. Okay. The Jester can help us with setting up combo. What else has to adjust? So I'm pretty sure we need to change these two into being a blight-oriented setup. Is this what the items are telling me?
One learns quickly.
It's
when
going to be
survival
64
demands it.
relics to change it. But we're doing that. So we're going Venom Drop. And we're going to go from Surgeon over to Alchemist. So, big switch-ups. Sarmenti can do a lot of different things. I think the most important thing for him is going to be that I need this upgrade on Fade to Black. Our party now features some stress mitigation. Okay. The Intimidate upgrade could be big. I think the Withstand upgrade is a really big one for this party. I might want to take the Hue upgrade, but I'll come back to that. The Flashing Daggers upgrade is huge for Venom Drop. Alright, Paracelsus is getting a big shakeup. He's going to stop using Incision and go back to rank 4. And in rank 4, he mostly wants to spam, like, Noxious Blast and Plague Grenade from the Alchemist setup. Let's see. I want the upgrade on Indiscriminate Science because it's a very strong upgrade. And I want the upgrade on Plague Grenade because it's now part of our core stratagem. I probably need to keep Magnesium Rain on his bar. I think I drop Incision and I might drop Battlefield Medicine. No, I drop Incision for Plague Grenade. I don't know if I need to drop Battlefield Medicine or not, but I might want to change it. If I change it, it's probably for Ounce of Prevention, so that I'm still maintaining the same level of defenses. Over here, I could take Solemnity. Let's see, what are my other options here? So I'd like to keep Intimidate and Purge on. They're getting good damage transfer in, but I might not need that so much. Withstand and Solemnity makes Baldwin kind of a contained tank, and Hugh can be his only damage skill even without Reflection, because we're fighting through our blinds now. Oh, that's interesting. The upgraded Ruin hurts you to stack itself more aggressively. That's crazy. Let's see. So Audrey and the Jester will be trading back, ranks back and forth. I'm fine with the Jester remaining a Wanderer. I don't think it's worth the money to set him up as anything else. Let's see. The upgrade on Magnesium Rain's pretty marginal. I think the upgrade on Noxious Blast is pretty big. The upgrades on Intimidate and Purge are meaningful, but they're very contextual. Let me set this down for now.
Rain,
okay.
fire, and rot.
So we've got the Sprawl, the Shroud, or the Sluice. I think I take the Sluice here to put me back on track. Neither of these goals are things I necessarily want to do.
Abandoned waterways.
At the Wainwright, we equip the Bumper Crop.
Rats.
We can equip the rest of these, but they're pretty far from
The
ideal.
mountain will not be denied.
We've got access to the Griddle and the Stew Pot, both food gear that work with our rabbit. We've also got access to Raven's Reach, which is pretty strong, but we have pretty decent options for trinkets right now. I'm actually going to take the Griddle and the Stew Pot,
Your coach must be maintained
because we can have
if it
3
is to
different
carry
food
you where
items,
you must go.
plus 3 speed on the entire team.
Reconfigure. Meet each challenge on its own terms.
So with this, we'll be getting disease resistance and a lot of other stuff.
The plating is patched.
Prepare the coach.
The coach stands ready once
Drop
more.
these. Alright, we've got some relationships to fix and some new relationships to improve. So we've got a 7 and a 6 going on, are the things that need to be mended. Looking a little better. It's up to 8. Okay, that's up to 9. Okay, so the leper and these two need a drink. I wanted to try for stress relief, and it didn't happen. Okay. Brilliant Brew replaces that pretty clearly. So this could move over. If anything, I want a second poison ring. They're pretty great. Put the gnarly knuckles over here. The cleansing sensor doesn't get use with this team.
Conventional fare, but fairly priced.
I need more stress relief. I picked up some bad negative quirks. So both blundering and flawed release are pretty bad. Bit more wild tea, some playing cards. I might come back here for some whiskeys. Let's see. Lost blundering. Cool. Let's see. So we've still got flawed release and deadly. Whatever. We'll deal with it. I want to remove one of Baldwin's bad quirks. Got rid of soft. Okay, so we've got one relationship at a 5. I don't have the ability to make that good enough. Okay, everybody's had something to eat. We are in a pretty bad state on a couple other metrics. I'll buy one more whiskey flask while I have the money, and throw it at my people who decided to not get along. So we've still got one relationship in need of fixing. A lot of others are kind of fine. We've got 3 more mastery to spend. Let's see. So Hue and Purge are both pretty intriguing. I'm tempted to take Dead of Night just because I have a lot of stress on Audrey right now. Let's see. You know, for the next area, because we're up against pigs, I'm gonna upgrade Intimidate for the anti-stealth effect. We might spare ourselves a lot of damage like that. I'm gonna upgrade Noxious Blast because it's part of our core strat. And let's see. Move combos, get a dodge. I'm gonna try and upgrade on Hue because I think it might be pretty strong with our current item spread. As for other changes we need to make, over here, removing Incision in favor of Plague Grenade. And this is fine as is, I believe. I'm gonna change Slice Off for Harvest. Although we don't have, like, bleed resistance penetration. So we need to be a bit cautious about our light level if we're gonna throw out bleeds. Okay. We need a lot more resources back. Picked up Envious.
Each covets what the other has.
On Revenge and Razor's
plots
Wit.
to take
So
it.
I guess we're gonna have Revenge on the bar. Purge and Magnesium Rain. Okay, Razor's Wit was always gonna be there. So I need to check what Revenge is pushed out. We have some flexibility, but not a ton in terms of the way his build works. 8:15. I think I can grab a little more coffee. Let me see if I still have one.
Tread carefully and quickly. This is swine country.
A little more caffeine at the ready. Okay. So what got removed? Purge got removed from his actions. I think I need Purge, but I don't have a good way of making that switch. I'll remove Intimidate for now. I think Intimidate is pretty situational. No, wait. I just upgraded Intimidate for this situation. If I remove Hugh, he doesn't have an attacking skill outside of Purge. Gah. Alright. I have to suffer through enemy stealth, whatever. Creature didn't start. Okay. Let's start with a daze on the enemy or a debuff. I'll take the debuff on the enemy team. It's a lower resistance effect for Blight and Bleed. Oh, I forgot to change the positioning a little bit. Yeah, we can stack Blight very aggressively now. Whew. Alright. Well, he can stand back up, or he can get eaten by his friends. I think some amount of Necrophagia and Mutation is actually pretty good for me. Drop a Withstand. On guard is pretty great with first action Withstand. He's got so many problems, it's adorable.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
Okay, that was a pretty good startup. Check their dodge tokens. We gain Blight because of the chance on miss from our own ring. Bummer. Okay, these guys don't have the resistance debuff, so they are pretty dang resistant. But this team is pretty good at plowing through dodge tokens. We're really playing a high roller leper.
Well done.
He's gonna miss very often, but when he hits, he's probably gonna crit. So you're already dead, effectively, but you're acting last. That's pretty awkward for me. I think I'm gonna harvest those two targets in the middle. Oh, I can't harvest from this position anyway. Having the Malice on Razor's Wit is pretty bad. Let's see if that corpse gets up or
Slow
not.
suffering begins.
It's back. Okay. This should set me up for a pretty good magnesium rain. Actually, I'll probably just purge for this.
Bravo!
The team's got very good crit chances across the board.
Measure out your violence and apply it judiciously.
Okay, hopeful buffs in.
Collaboration confers advantage.
Let's see. It's not quite at the right spot to be at. And we're out of the fight. Lucky Hughes.
The one pleasant in the extreme. This work is noble and necessary.
Half the time it works all the time. Yeah. Party's health is going to tick up the more our carriage items generate food for us. There's another bonus health from that stack of flapjacks. Every stack is another +1 health for the team, passively. Oh, I meant to change the party order. Oops.
Well done.
Go flashing daggers into magnesium rain.
A slow dissection.
The way I should look at it in terms of
unavoidable
the
end.
party stress level and the way their relationships turned out is that so long as I use Razor's Wit as often as I use magnesium rain, I'm in a good state.
The fiend's strength dwindles. Lethality.
Noxious
writ
blasting for
large.
6 blight is really huge. Yeah, Skitter doesn't help much when you're already gonna dot to death. When you're already dotted to death. You just kind of hang out for a moment. Okay, so they're set to die at end of round. Okay, so I needed to get through his death armor earlier in the round, so I made a mistake in what I did with my my action on the leper was mistaken. If I had handled that differently, the leper could have possibly gotten rid of that death token. And we're fine. There we go. A battlefield medicine was a possible relationship check. I think it was likelier than the follow-up check. Okay. That standard is a little difficult to use on
A simple choice.
High torchlight.
At least it should be.
I've still not corrected my party order. So let me just take a moment at the start of this combat to get back into position. Getting extra movement speed on a Blight comp is pretty strong, because it's normally a distinct flaw of a Blight team.
Measure out your violence.
Bit of horror going
apply
on.
it judiciously.
Oh, I didn't catch they picked up Tactical Thinker. That's cool.
A promising development. A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
I need to prioritize setting up combo more. This combo on the front ranker allows me to guarantee that Q.
Incremental, but deadly all the same.
Okay, since this corpse didn't stand up, all we have to do is finish this guy off this round, and we're out of the combat.
Cut down these nightmares and blaze the
Got a
trail
greater
to your
gilded mind?
redemption.
That could be okay. Let's actually... There we go. Change the lineup, like I said I wanted to several times.
There are rumors these rancorous beasts
I really
have some
want more
demonic
baubles.
spark of otherworldly intelligence.
Got more flapjacks. Our inventory is probably going to be mostly flapjacks. Okay, starting off with combo on the enemy team is pretty wild. Okay, 2 of them picked up combo, so that works.
Malaise, measured and steady.
Did he burn to death before he can do something? Yes, he does.
A master stroke.
Let's see. I can probably drop him. There, just kill them all at once, and you don't have to worry about the corpses standing back up.
Scavenge what you can, and be off once more.
Seems like what I've gained most from doing this Sluice run is a better understanding of how to manage this party. Yeah, because I've actually lost baubles effectively because I need to get more cart repair in.
Pity
I've got a few
soul
relationship
so
bumps.
twisted
It's
by
pretty handy.
despair.
Guess we can start with a layer of stealth. That certainly helps the venom drop attacks. That causes 9 blight. Jeez. Let's take a stand here.
A promising development.
Venom Drop is basically just going to do nothing but hit flashing daggers until the end of time. This is the way it is. And that's okay. If I can drop this Carrion Worm in one turn, the pig will kill itself. Okay, that combo really bodes well.
Bravo!
It resisted the blight. That'll take it out. Okay, party's in pretty good shape, but my resources are not. So let's see, thinking about the final boss, I would really like to get some items like Glimmer Powder that relate to stealth. Or other consumables like that. Okay, and the relationship level of the party is still a concern. Actually, the state of the cart is a pretty big concern.
The fire is lit. The table is set.
Sluice Scrounger, you couldn't get that in the Sluice.
Guests.
Baldwin gained misses the mark, perfectly fine. Head in the Sand is a bit of a bummer. Scatterbrained is also possibly a bummer, but we can try to play around it. We'll eat one of our many stacks of food.
Consider
Next
your
route,
position and plan accordingly.
Concoctions and powders up. Big game with Spelunk. We can absolutely fight and kill the Tangle boss, but all the Tangle unique items, most of them relate to moving slower. It's good stuff for the character that's already fine. We could face more creature dens, but even that, we don't even need more mastery on this party. Our mastery is pretty fun.
Just a little taller at the end.
I want to get the upgrade on Harvest for the extra combo setup. I'm supposed to have Poison Dart over Thrown Dagger. That's part of why things have felt so strange. Let's see. Alright, Pirouette and Lunge set up Blight Resistance Piercing on your next thing. This doesn't matter very much. I have Blight Resistance Piercing for her on an item anyway. I don't need to worry about mastery, for sure. I think the boss might have a combo effect that I can Battle Ballad out of. And I do want the Razor's Wit upgrade. I think Poison Dart's probably a good upgrade, too. So that is that.
Spend what you can, for wealth no longer has meaning. If indeed it ever did.
Okay, so we've got a Songbook of Touching Dirges if people need to get along really well. We've got whiskey bottles as our other... whiskey bottles and a whiskey flask are our other get-along juice options. So we've got a 7 relationship on 2 of the relationships for our Jester. So we kind of want at least 2 relationship items. I'm just going to buy a pair of whiskey bottles and see if that fixes all our problems. Good. Good. We're fine. Audrey just picked up a quirk. Okay, she's resolute now. That's fine. I hate that she picked up Flawed Release and Scatterbrain. The fact that she has 54 health as a grave robber is pretty hilarious. That is good. Yeah, trinket prices don't matter. I'm not going to go in for a meditative totem right now. Okay.
Planning and mindfulness.
Our cart is pretty messed up, so we probably need to try and get a resistance encounter. I can take the Sprawl because we have a guaranteed scouted field hospital, and that can get us out of the torn rotator cuff and one of these problems. So I think that's our best option there.
All
Let's go.
Beauty and knowledge. Ash on the wind.
The Sprawl boss is also absolutely killable.
Aspiration unites the hopeful.
So I might try for that. 3 positive relationships. And it's a lot of them are on skills I'm using. It's all hopeful, which is whatever. I'm not super concerned about the stress pressure here. So I want to hit the field hospital to fix some problems.
Behold,
What else have we got?
the great cities of man, ruined. And
The layer's
aflame.
pretty early on, and taking out the layer might help me get a lot of power. But it looks like the layer is probably exclusive with the hospital. Okay, we've got a second hospital that is also exclusive with the layer. Wow, okay. And we've got 2 hoarders, which are exclusive with the layer. So I think it's safe to say that we're not going to the layer.
Myriad options.
I wanna start with this
require
cache.
Careful deliberation.
We can stand to gain a lot of power out of caches right now.
The worst kind.
We
of
have fairly
parasite.
good relics, but
Opportunist.
they're not optimal. I think they're about optimal on the leper. Okay, so now I can just do Fade to Black Razor's Wit setups. It pains me that the leper is beating the Jester on speed rolls. That is so hard to deal with.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
Okay, so keep lights out. Because if it's the other way around, I can set up combo for the leper and then go straight into Hughes.
A breakthrough. Malaise. Measured and steady. Straightforward and effective.
Razor's Wit to Dead of Night, and there's only 1 left. Oh wait, I actually could have, well, if I wasn't blinded, I could have thrown something at that guy to get out of the combat. Because I was blinded, the Dead of Night was probably better. Yeah, we're tearing it up at this point.
Sweet reprieve.
I mean,
Until
the
the
amount of
next
mastery
test
we've
is put
had so
before you.
far is pretty stupendous. That tends to happen in runs where you lose a character. Delivering remains is pretty heavily incentivized. We can probably meaningfully equip these stimulants. Put them over here. Some glimmers on for now, but I don't know if I'll
Karma
need the glimmers or
abhors
not.
waste. Best to take all you can.
Cheese. Hastening history. If your speed is less than 2, 10%. Okay, so you want to be fast for hastening history? It's a good thing the entire team is pretty friggin' fast. Like, what's our speed? It's awesome across the board. Problem with hastening history is you don't really want to put haste on a random ally. You want to know the order your characters are acting in. It's not really beneficial. Wait, what? An unequipped skill. Let's fix that. Okay. So we're down to this one wheel integrity. Some laudanum. Whoops. Okay.
Even the worst habits can be overcome.
If I removed nervous, it might help their speed game a bit. I'll think about that.
We need not be defined by our shortcomings.
Yeah, let's try that. Okay, spent a good bit of money on that. But we might still make enough back to go to another hospital later in and get even stronger. The resistance encounter certainly seems to push us that way. I think the resistance encounter is a sure bet, especially because it's a combat on the way. I might need to go to the assistance encounter to try and fish for card
Chaos must
repairs.
be met with unwavering
Carriage
resolve.
repairs is pretty good. Oh, hastened. They might actually act for me. A little bit. Oh, they picked up dodges. I'm gonna use this to check the dodge. Yeah. It's probably good to fix the torn rotator cuff. So that damage I can get out of a monarch because of that cultist trinket. That was a good blind to set up, too. Yeah, taking out this ignited dude is a pretty big deal. These two blight out, and I handle that at the end of round, or I finish that up with a magnesium rain at the end of the round. Or actually, no, I can purge here. I can try to purge here. Let's see. Noxious blast
A
you.
slow
She's got
dissection.
10 blight.
An unavoidable end.
Oh, don't do that. Good dodge. But why do I have poison dart and thrown dagger? Something is off.
A righteous action. Abandoned or forgotten. It is ours now.
Okay, that is enough money to visit another hospital and fix another problem. I had quite a lot of problems to fix. Okay, so yeah, I don't need thrown dagger. She gets pulled to the front, she doesn't have an action, so I'll give her Shadow Fade. Or I could do Pirouette, actually. I like Pirouette more. Does a lot of damage. Oh, and a new combat item for you. I've got more stuff to hold. Here. Take milk-soaked linen. If I were targeting the boss, milk-soaked linen would be great. Since I'm not, it's also not going to be very useful for the rest of this encounter, this run, since I'm running a blind leper. Like a blind-on-purpose leper. An even more blind than usual leper. Oh, hail. That's pretty unfortunate for my party. Yeah, anytime we get the leper as the first actor, oh yeah, it's 35 blight resist. I've let the light go down a bit. This should reduce their resistance. Yep. Big crits. Need to set up Fade to Black on something. Okay, so now I have a problem where a few different people are going to blight out and I don't have an answer for their corpses. That would normally be pretty cool. Let's see what the Corpselight says. Okay, the Corpselight did not completely screw me over here. Ah, my face. Burn that dodge.
Straightforward.
Now I don't have an out for this corpse. And it's back.
A simple variable, easily resolved.
Okay, so that's going down, so I think I've got a good magnesium rain here.
A steady subtraction, an invariable result.
Actually, is Purge better than magnesium rain in this case? Not really. Both of them might be unnecessary, but I don't have a good way of killing here. Oh, Revenge can come back off this bar. I only have Revenge on because it was a penalized skill last zone. So we can put Intimidate back in. Okay, there's that. Not too much of a problem, even though they had the hail buff.
Await those who dare.
Minor hail draught. Oh wait, no, that's minus crit. It's not minus speed. It would not have been. No, I can't have. I don't have the room to put a minus speed trinket on the leper with the Dark Impulse Cruel Intent setup, unless I can find a minus speed stained trinket. Yes, so you can lose Revenge and go back to Intimidate. I want the cash here, I'm pretty sure. What are my baubles like? 36? Well, let's see if the cash plus the fight can put me up to a point where I can visit the Hoarder meaningfully. It was either the Hoarder or the Hospital. I guess the Hospital's guaranteed value, but I value the Hoarder more. Because if I can find just another poison ring, I can make the setup a good bit stronger.
Well done.
Good. Insane.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
I guess because she's on Venom Drop, it does give me a pretty good setup for her being the Corpse Cleaner. Okay, so we got a dodge token there. she's not going to blight out. So she's just guaranteed to have another action, basically. I think here I just set Taunt and put some damage on the big guy. I can try to out her in the next round. Okay, I can use Purge or Magnesium Rain. With 11 more health, 2 more actions this turn, I think I can out him through his death armor. Is that reliant on hitting him with this? Yeah, I could only out him through his death armor if I brought him to 0 here. That's probably not happening.
An opportunity.
So, it's out the corpse.
Squandered.
Then he blights to death's door, takes a swing, then he loses his other death armor.
For who knows what lurks in the beyond.
Takes another swing, and we finish him now. Party is so stress resistant.
Flame, burning brightly for all the world
Pretty wild.
to see. Perhaps I left this for you. Perhaps you left it for yourself.
Even more cheese.
Not here at all.
Let's see. Tinderbox is very hard to use without a flammable item. And flammable items are just harder to come across than a lot of other things. I don't need the triage kit or the holy water, don't need the sacrificial host, the sneaker standard, the minor hail draught, the minor cleansing sensor, the wagon jack, it's gonna all go away. Okay, with the amount of food we are carrying, the party is getting plus 7 health from the pet, amounting to a shitload of health. Okay, this is an important choice. So on the left we can get 2 hoarders, on the right we can get a hospital and then some other stuff. I don't think the double hoarder check... okay, so wait, we get 1 more fight before the hoarder. That's gonna put us over 55 baubles, and then we can, like, get good checks there. We've got a lot of unknown obstacles, and we could very easily wind up in an ambush, but I don't have a good plan around that. Except for, like, I could take a turn and take this Oblivion Tear. But it's just changing one unknown into another unknown. I think the Hoarder's the better pick here. Because our party trinkets are only really settled for, like, 1.5 party members. I could pull much stronger stuff.
On this path.
I seem to remember there's a good Venom drop Indelible specifically. And I don't need her to have the knives specifically. What I really want is a noxious item for my Plague Doctor, ideally something that improves his res pen. Yeah, because as is, he's... oh, no, actually. He has res pen already from being an alchemist, but it's still not 100% because of the Corpselight effect.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end. path, for who knows what lurks in the beyond.
It's funny that this party is like one character off from the Rot Squad. Looks like I can hew into Magnesium Rain. And get all these corpses gone. Beautiful. I like that Corpse Clear does not check blind. Theoretically, if I wasn't, and I should have taken this play if I wasn't blinded, I could have also just chucked a Plague Grenade at him for the kill. While blinded, I think that's the suboptimal play. And we're done.
In this weighty gloom, a spark.
There we go. 12 more baubles to use at these shops.
Rubble and flame, as far as the eye can see.
More pancakes in the inventory. Okay, visiting the Hoarder, and we have some extra stuff. Pyrotechnic Dazzler, those are okay combat items. Very, very okay. Oh, it's 65 for these. I thought it was 55 for Indelibles. Oh well. Doesn't look like we have too much that is good to work with here anyway. Although I could pick up the food barrels, and the increased food stacking is actually pretty huge. Considering how much of our inventory is goddamn food. Drop my wax inoculants and my holy water. I do want to pick up the food barrels. They're pretty big. I think I have a whole other area after this that I can use to, like, stack more power. And condensing these food stacks is going to be enormous. We can meaningfully check another Hoarder. We can't get the strongest indelibles out of it, though. Do we instead go into the unknown? Yeah. I want more wealth for later in the run. I've got another region to gain wealth in. I've got another region to spend money in. Spend money to gain wealth, gain power,
Loathing
whole kit and caboodle. I've got a whole other region. I don't need to throw everything I have into,
Facing oblivion.
Oh, cool.
These folk have kept their honor. Have you?
Yep, take some repairs here. Oh, it looks like we have another assistance encounter. Alright, so 2 assistance encounters in a row means that this is almost definitively the suboptimal path.
It is low indeed, to profit in
But,
destruction.
Having to choose between unknown information. We started without a blind. Lame. And we didn't pick up a blind from any of the things that would pick up a blind on us. Whew.
Bravo! Steady yourself.
I might be able to just sync up a kill on this entire enemy front. 10 HP is a little high to get killed by Q. You blight out, you blight out. You're the only one I actually need to worry about. think this allows the Jester to target the character I need. Okay, they're all dead. There's a slight heal optimization. I would get that heal on the road anyway.
Cut down these nightmares and blaze the trail to your redemption.
Bouncer's Belt doesn't do anything for me. Drop a Sprawl Almanac. I don't even have places to put it. I finally triggered an invigorating stew. I've been carrying the stew pot around forever, and nothing's happened. It was very strange. I think I can drop this tinderbox as well. Actually, I should equip this Greater Gilded Mind. There's no reason to not equip it. The DBR mechanic on it is pretty weak, because I think DBR is just foolish to stack. Like, why fight RNG anyway? You're not going to win. Take the wheel repair.
A simple choice.
Resistance encounter
At least
or
it
cash.
should be.
We've got some loathing, so I'm going to go to the resistance encounter.
Perhaps you are finding your courage at
Minimizing
last.
loathing is always a pretty good practice. So I believe the final boss doesn't have any corpse-related mechanics. It basically never does, I think. Because I know the first phase is like fighting a lot of dudes. And I haven't fought this boss in a long time. Pervious, they're stun resistant. Got it. We get to do the good opener on these guys. We got the ideal initiative spread.
Early results are encouraging.
Oh, thank you. Funeral Pyre is awesome. I did not have a means of outing that body. Okay, so we're gonna Razor's Wit. I think we just plan to kill all these guys.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
You're dead, you're dead. You're all dead.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
Oh, he had DVR. Believe that means I need to purge. So this guy's gonna blight out, but he might stand back up as a worm. Oh no, that enemy type just doesn't leave a corpse? Okay. Huh.
The work continues.
There was no property of anything I did to him, he just didn't leave a corpse. I guess we get a replacement tinderbox. Probably gonna huck this one out the carriage, same as the last one.
The loathing whispers.
We are full up. I can actually ditch this milk-soaked linen. Probably the anti-venom. Once we get the food barrels in, we're gonna have our inventory space back. Heart damage back. Yeah, we'll also spend baubles on cart repair and it'll free up some space. I'm sure there's a carriage item that I've just never gotten that make money and baubles stack better. Okay, light is already bright. Your flesh warp is lower range damage. I was hoping to set a blind on him. Session is right, the taunts. We can still flashing daggers from that position.
Master stroke.
This party build definitely doesn't hit a lot of interesting buttons. I forgot to put chop on the bar. No! Why is Hugh's damage so low? Is that just off of weak? Alright.
Haste and carelessness. Hallmarks of the unprepared.
Okay, so that blights out before it can worship. Well, that ain't shit. Oh, this guy's not even ordained. What a loser.
Bravo!
Oh, they did pitch in a worship. I'll have to worry about him. Let's see. I can use Magnesium Rain to out the body. Let's try and add to the stack. Let's see, can we do 6 on a Razor's Wit? Nope. That wasn't your scary action. I don't want to burn the combo. Oh, he's on lower melee taken. That's why he was reading so low. Pretty much at the dead of night here. That was with the 50% melee taken. Yeah, we should out him this round, no problem. Back to ranged. There we go.
Sweet reprieve. Until the next test is
Lock
put before
jaw. The Greater Heartseeker is pretty strong, so that's a good pickup.
you. The loathing abates.
Got a lot of possible switch-ups here. I think the Hag's Horde is doing very little, so we can do this. And this character's actually pretty fine at landing crits. I mean, like, it's not clearly written, but like Plague Grenade now has like a 25% crit chance with a backline cleave. That's really good. Tinderbox is never finding a place in this party. Pretty certain. All right, let's hit the inn and make these carriage changes. Yeah, so with the fact that I have a pretty strong dot-based build, I think I will just kind of turn the final boss into chunks at this rate.
Rest tonight. Under the mountain's unblinking
Amateur
gaze.
Weaponsmith, Tracker, Coward, Gaunt-fearing. We gained a weird number of quirks. Germophobic, Mellophobic, and Last Gasp. Okay. I've never seen the party gain 8
Planning
quirks
and
like that.
mindfulness, as vital to survival as sharpened steel.
Replace the trunk with the food barrels,
Reconfigure.
and it
Meet
works
each
out favorably
challenge
because
on
we
its own
had so
terms.
much friggin' food in our inventory. Provisioner. Yeah, we're not picking up any of this stuff. Hi-ya-da-da-da-da. Not grabbing those. Right. How is our party getting on? We have one relationship at a 7, and that's our only problem in party-wise. So we will buy the candles and chocolate. They only got a +1 off the candles and chocolate.
Conventional fare,
It's a little annoying.
but fairly priced.
Are either of them melophobic? Yes. So they can't benefit from that, and we have no whiskey. So they're just going to be the way they are, and that's what's going on. I'm not going to buy anything else here. I'm going to feed the party, because I have way too much food to not feed them. I got these, like, double stack flapjacks, all this apples and cheese.
The provinces and cantrevs of our
Next
land
route.
crumbling.
I've never
and
seen
undone.
backcountry. Cultist encounters. Okay. Fog of War and Malaise. So we can go back to the theater and take that, and I think the theater
The farms and fields of our kingdom
has really good items for
overrun
our
with
current composition
putrescence
since
and
we've switched
rot.
over to the blight-focused comp. And we should have enough res pen to get through their blightedness anyway. So we've got Inspiring Tune to upgrade there, Dead of Night to upgrade there. I could upgrade Magnesium Rain or Battlefield Medicine. I think the Battlefield Medicine upgrade is pretty good going into the theater, so I'm going to take that. But apart from that, the party's in really good shape. Let's see. Ended, Head in Sand, Germophobic. Coward, Gaunt-Fearing, Resolute. These are too problematic. It's all pretty good. Well, for the most part. Nope. Can get rid of anything. Sometimes this mouse doesn't click, sometimes it double clicks. It's a little odd. Alright, I'm gonna step away to use the restroom. Back in a moment. Buying some poetry. Yay, they get along again. Just enough. Okay, that should be everything. Hopeful.
Aspiration unites the hopeful. Narrowed
We pulled in
eyes,
Suspicious. I thought I had gotten them out of having that chance,
all
but
trust
I
is
guess they were
lost.
off. Okay, so they're forced into Solemnity. Those were already on the bar, and very situational skills, so that's okay. Let's see.
The rancid crop grows unchecked and abhorrent.
So what? How far was I off? They really failed in the 5%. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, so neutral still has a 5% chance, and I got them to neutral with no other modifiers. Okay. I wanted to hit the layer to fish for items. So let's see. Looks like I can do an academic study in this cache, but my wheels are not gonna like it. It's still a really strong route. So yeah, we're just gonna take a lot of wheels damage. Other thing is, academic studies are faster. I don't really want to do more resistance encounters. I've already put a lot of time into this run. I really had to slow down and think after I lost the Highwayman in the first region. Academic study, forgotten. Get a trinket. The Grim Mask. That's interesting. I haven't seen that before. Forgot it was his goal to visit academic studies. Okay. Carriage not in great condition. We did get some neutralizing powders that I might want to equip before I get into a major combat around here. Pretty good, sort of. The combat items are good. The rest doesn't matter very much. Clotting powders are not super strong here. Oh, the apples and cheese are not automatically stacking. Is there anything else that's not automatically stacking? Everything else is stacked up the way it should be. We can ditch the storage front. I'm not going to use the Hint of Home. I might want to use the Blast Idol. Not going to use the Telescope. The Toxic Ichor is really good with this party. I probably want to use the Toxic Ichor for the final boss. That can go there. I don't really need healing salves. We can put on, like, bear traps, I guess. The Grim Mask is cute, but it's not good. Ditching it. Ditch the Clarifying Poultice. The Blasphemous Idol is super win more. I think from there I drop, like, candles. I can't dedicate an entire inventory stack to a singular candle.
Onward.
I'm gonna hold on the left. I want to see the other academic study.
Whisper of torment.
Okay, we have a what's it called? Loathing. That's fine.
The loathing festers.
You really stop running into
Toothy
what's it
and
called?
corpulent. Slaves to their hunger.
Shrines of Recollection after you've unlocked things in the party. Hail. Add some resistance bonuses. Oh, I unequipped my glimmers, I think, but I actually kind of need them right now. That is a champion. It is 128 blight resist. Isn't that funny? Set fade to black. So that we can hew. I don't need to use neutralizing powders while I'm healthy. Let's see. 12. Pirouette, what's the damage forecast? It's not that great. Only a 5% chance of blight on that thing. Is that unique? Are you also a champion? No.
The slow suffering
I haven't seen
begins.
Ram's Feast before, though.
What can we learn upon closer inspection?
Huh.
Let us take a closer look at the thing.
Oh, you just have resistance to
repulsive as it
goddamned
is.
everything. And that's not based on focused fault. That just happened. Let's see, 3 blind. He's not marked, so I'm not gonna get, I'm not likely to get that benefit. He's got 88 bleed resistance. There's a lot of things that are not likely to happen. And he acts twice. What a jerk. He's gonna get through the blind, it seems. Well, I'm gonna throw this at you anyway, just because. You can resist the whole thing. I don't really want to put that on cooldown right now. Well, only a 5% chance to activate. Better here. Okay. King of all. Oh, and he moved to the back? Alright. How are your resistances? Better, but Well, I need to bring a glimmer of light into my next encounter. It doesn't help that these guys are hail. It's those two mechanics together that are putting their resistances about 30% higher than I want to see. Still made good progress through the hue mechanic. Trying to out the ordained units, because any units that spawn mid-combat are not ordained, and so they're not really a problem. Got rid of you. Dead of Night. It's funny that Dead of Night has charges. Like, if you can only ever activate it more than 3 times in some very specific encounters.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
I could go for a battlefield medicine here. Oh, I don't want to eat that combo. Kinda need that to be there. The dot will kill after the Q.
The smallest variable can make all the difference.
Okay. So I need to get glimmers back on the bar. Took them off for a moment, and it was still wrong.
The loathing whispers.
Drop the bear trap. It's not that good. So I'm still on track to check the, still on track to check, the lair.
Echoes of humanity, twisted by hopelessness.
Oh my goodness, an ordinary encounter? Are you sure? There's our blights. He's already scheduled to die. And we're kind of forced to detonate this. So the Corpselight challenge is interesting, but it's very restrictive. So I am looking forward to setting that down and not doing this again. And the other two blade out.
A petty hindrance.
That's fine. Same diff.
A deliberate and methodical appliance of harm.
Ooh, picked up Bloodthirsty? That's
The
insane.
loathing festers.
Yeah, okay. An extra 30% damage is just what this character needed. You can drop this triage kit and these clotting powders, I guess. I'm gonna drop the whetstone too. Several things that have just been proved unnecessary. Okay. If the light level... Okay, we still need to keep the glimmers on. I'm gonna use 2 glimmers this fight to try to cap out the light level.
World for the keys to her own salvation.
Oh, it's an antiquarian. Okay,
A master stroke.
solid. This ordering's a little awkward. So we might turn out to have some company. But they had a lot of dodge tokens, and I couldn't really guarantee the outcomes there. So getting this antiquarian down to solo is going to be a bit of a pain in the neck. Oh, ow, ew, gross. Don't like that. I might wind up outing the antiquarian. Really need you back in the front, even if we get suspicious effects. If they beat him up, I can just throw an indiscriminate science on him. Actually, could I have used indiscriminate science to remove the stun? I'm a dummy. I could have just removed the stun. Oh well. Honestly, the party has so much health, I can just kind of wade through a ton of bullshit. You just kind of wade through attacks and then road heal them, because it takes so much to put this party down.
Bravo!
And with these cleaving attacks, I can just drop a ton of blight on the antiquarian. I just need to put mark on either one of these guys. So what I'm noticing with Hugh's interaction, the interaction on Hugh and the combo is if I am hewing through one person who has combo on them, then that allows me to ignore the blind on the entire attack, which is insane.
Subtraction, an invariable result.
Right, you get back up, that's fine. Oh, the one that got back up was bigger, isn't it? Are you're the enhanced, I think this is the enhanced carrion eater, because it's not a carrion larva. I think the baseline is the larva.
Stupendous!
That's gone, and you don't have another action. I would have to hit her with both attacks to get her to die this round and prevent that resurrection. We're just gonna check tokens with that.
A master stroke.
Okay, she blights out at the start of her action. I think the antiquarian usually drops a mastery.
Flame, burning
No, not this
brightly
time.
for all the
We got the
world to
cleansing
see.
clasp. Greater than 25, remove a negative token. That's okay. That's okay. It's not a lot. Better stuff, better stuff. I might replace the Greater Gilded Mind. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really need either of the effects the Greater Gilded Mind is providing. I don't want the lockjaw. Burn Salve is pretty worthless. The Lockjaw on Paracelsus turns off his debuff application. It could be an okay item for Audrey, but it turns off her synergy. The Noxious Synergy... I could move the Noxious Synergy over.
The hulking horror inside will not fall
I clicked that
easily.
without checking my items again. But I really want a mod that just says, like, check your items before you go in the lair. Like a smarty pants. I don't need to use the Glimmer of Hope. I have enough res pen to land my stuff. But, like, I'm not going to use the milk-soaked linen here. I'm sure I had other stuff in my inventory that was useful. Crunch.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
I don't remember if the butchers have inhuman appetites. I think they do? Okay, I was hoping they would out one of these bodies for me. Oh, cool. We got lucky. Yeah, we'll just want to purge this, I think. Is Withstand better? Withstand is probably technically better. It's not useful to Dead of Night when there are 2 corpses that need to go away, since I need a Magnesium Rain to get rid of some of these anyway.
Malaise, measured and steady.
Well done.
Okay.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
He does not quite burn to death. What a troll. So I really want a Battlefield Medicine here. But Noxious Blast... I mean, Battlefield Medicine saves me more.
A calculated generosity.
Zit can get back up and I can just knock
But
him
a
down
welcome
again.
one,
The
nonetheless.
corpse, that is.
Stupendous.
And... okay, you're already dead. And I'll just make it official. This critical Q setup is so brutal. I don't know if I have very seldomly had other characters perform nearly this well. This is awkward. Let's see, so I can Battle Ballad here. And then I just need you to step back 1, and my positions are okay from here.
A brilliant
Yeah, that's
conclusion.
basically a full turn lost. Because it's not really the kind of situation I can play around. But hey, we can absorb all of this damage, because we've got like 50 health on the low end. We've got 50 health on our characters that have like a 30% health Malice. Oh, dang it.
The slow suffering begins.
I believe I can queue from the 2nd rank. I cannot queue from the 3rd rank. Stop it. Ah.
hold fast, for who knows what lurks in the beyond.
This probably gets her
Malaise.
cycled off the field.
Measured and steady.
Okay. Well, the Empower
Elementary.
stack from the Battle Ballad was pretty crazy there. I can only guarantee one corpse off the field. I'm getting pretty beat up here. Throwing him to the third row is so
Agony
bad for
by
me.
accumulation.
Oh man, I can't even play the right music from that position. And he resists the movement there. Great, buddy. Way to go. And I can hew those down, but they'll both stand back up. So I'm having to spend way too much time moving around to do what I need to do here. Yeah, it's the wrong spot in the turn order. Okay, this Mother's Embrace effect is consistently setting me a character down. Okay. She dots out, you dot out. If I can kill this one guy up at the front,
Empowered.
I'm okay.
Emboldened.
With Razor's Wit into Hugh, I'm pretty sure I get out of the encounter.
A master stroke.
I messed up a little, but it's still okay. I don't need a Solemnity here. All three of these blight out, and I finish the encounter. That was miserable.
A deliberate and methodical.
It's very rare that you're getting
appliance of
shuffled
harm.
so much your Jester can't fix it. Okay, Curing Kappa is great. Ghastly Gruel, also pretty great. So, getting some good stuff here. I'm not likely to use the rest, but...
The harvest is here. Pity those with a place at the table.
Okay, so we've got 47 Blight Resist on him. And this is the minimum, this is like the most that could be. I've been neutralizing powders on basically anybody. It's all good. Withstand will give him the extra 25% Blight Resist. So a lot of this does come down to how's our debuff resist going to work for us. And that can go all over the place. Naturally, the criticals are giving us more resistance penetration, to the point where we can even dare to kill the Harvest Child with Blight. Which is a prospect that kind of insults the very nature of the game. No, he resisted that one on a 17%. What a nerd. But we just keep setting up combo.
The
And we
enemy
exploit the
weakens
combo
and wanes.
to blight the Harvest Child. Do I have a skill that locks me in place? No, I don't. So, we're gonna be forced to move here. I can't move my teammate back either. Let's get an Intimidate through his other big thing. Through the Maws of Life. Oh, he wasn't forced to take a bite? Why did that happen? I don't know how he lost that debuff before having the forced action. I feel like maybe I had an item on him that could that could remove debuffs periodically. I don't remember. Anyway, we get a nice big critical Q in here. It's pretty good. Not really pressed to do any of these things.
Malaise, measured and steady.
I don't even gain much by continuing to swing on him with these. Because by the time he's got 19 blight, he's going to death's door. Okay, do I have any other small optimizations? Not really. I could stall to get a heal in, but it's fine.
We are the flame, burning brightly for all the world to see.
All right, so we did get the Ghastly Gruel, which is pretty good. The Curing Cuppa is even better. And the Curing Cuppa doesn't give us Blight Respen.
The loathing.
So think about how
abates.
exactly I'm equipping these things. Okay, so now I could put the Curing Cuppa over here and start applying Blight with Harvest, but the character doesn't have like crazy Blight res pens. It's probably not the strongest thing to do. So I'm getting the res pen here from the Poison Ring, and that's pretty important. But the Curing Cuppa could also give me like even more Blight apply on hit. But I do like the res pen a lot. So I think what we're doing is probably just replacing both of these things. The Ghastly Gruel is pretty great for the whole party. The Curing Cuppa is pretty great too. Curing Cuppa is another Noxious, which can enable the Poison Ring if I wanted to move it around, but I think we're fine. And I think we just put this Greater Heart... the Cleansing Clasp removed the token on turn start. Insane. Crazy. Yeah, I think the other option here is if I put the Curing Cuppa on in place of like the Gnarly Knuckles, for instance, I could even put the Brilliant Brew back into use. But I do like the Ghastly Gruel for the party. It's every hero on round end healed 2. It's just pretty good. Drop the Carriage Lamps, and I don't necessarily need to drop the tea service if I can drop enough other things to make room. Add these glimmers to the current glimmer stack. I'm gonna drop the Intoxicant. It's so hard to use. Healing Salves are incredibly strong with my party's health the way it is. I don't think the Warhorn is very beneficial. It takes so long to produce stew. I don't believe I've only rolled twice for stew production. Is it that good? It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Drop the smoke bombs. I guess I dropped the cleansing clasp. I'm actually carrying a bit too much money. Okay, I'm gonna take the full left path of unknowns here, I think. Because I don't need the Oasis. What I need is to
options require
randomly
careful
find a
deliberation.
hoarder or a hospital so that I can spend out my wealth. I'm carrying too many stacks of relics and baubles. Weird problem to have, but it's real. Elites. Just burn that critical token straight away.
Well done.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
You can be a worm, you will be a non-ordained worm.
A breakthrough.
The elite health bonus is the only reason she didn't blight to death.
Incremental, but deadly all the same.
Let's throw a heal over here. $26 friggin' healing. That's so nuts. We'll just kill them all in the same round. I can actually probably throw a purge in here. Oh, it hit. Okay. That's that. Crazy thing to me is, I don't know if I put Chop onto his bar for the mountain or if I just keep it on Hugh. I think I throw Chop in there because it just does. It's gonna do a lot of damage. Looks like we got a creature den. I used all of those, so we want to put something new in there. I don't actually want to throw the Toxic Ichor, so I'll just stay where we are. The Toxic Ichor is definitely for the final boss. Oh, we get speed and crit? That's insane. Oh, we've got a champion. Who are you? Gander. Alright. Start with Magnesium Rain to check dodge tokens.
Stupendous.
Only he started with speed and chop.
Steady yourself.
With speed and crit. Not the whole party. I suppose that's probably a lot fairer than the entire party having speed and crit. I did not presume this guy was able to show up outside of the Tangle. Oh, it was kind of the wrong target. Oh well.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
I think I have Magnesium Rain back. I do not. Bummer. Both resisted. Ugh, bleed on the whole team. What a jerk. And I whiff that fade to black. So with that, I don't have a mark set up. Okay, 50-50 chance on a hue. Yep, got the 50-50, but I missed the 70-30. Guys, he blights. That's a lot of bleed stacks on the party.
Collaboration confers advantage.
With the hue up here, killing both of them, and these guys both blight out, we're out of this round of the encounter.
A deliberate
20 healing out of Dead of Night is pretty insane.
Of harm.
Okay, so whiff to fade to black. Bummer.
Stupendous.
Get flashing daggers with the bonus blight from Stealth Venom Drop.
Agony. By
9 blight on one of those guys? Jeez. I'm gonna go to withstand here. Not in the mood for the amount of damage these guys are suggesting I should take. Unfortunately, these bleeds are probably going to stack for their full duration. It's kind of a lot of damage. It'd be problematic if not for the fact that my health and healing are absolutely through the roof.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
Okay, let's see. Sync up the kill. I just need to... If I can take down this guy in this turn, everything works out hunky-dory. I think that's not going to happen. I'm going to have to purge. Yeah, he's got a lot of health and resisting stuff.
A little help.
Let's take it a little slower then. Oh no! I mean, the 6 bleed is pretty annoying. So here we can hew in the Magnesium Rain. Last guy.
An interminable conflict.
Can you absinthe? Yes. Okay, she's over half now, so I don't really have other healing for her. Right? Actually, yeah, because we can't indiscriminate her. She's over half.
malaise, measured and steady.
Absinthe to indiscriminate is, like, possibly really big. But you have to be at a really, really low value for both of those to be applicable.
Your redemption.
I haven't gotten any diseases this entire run. I guess that's just the leper in action. Oh, sweet. Shrine of Reflection. I would have preferred a hoarder, but I'll take this. Hoarder or a hospital. Got too much stuff. I actually would not mind running into a collector. As I've never said before. Like that is the sentence that tells you that I'm not the same person right now. That's how you tell me apart from the clone.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
I just get the feeling that I could hew through his minions pretty quickly and just cover him in blight stacks until he was no more. Okay, that's a full 10 blight. I think I can get through 9 with a Noxious. As long as the blight sticks. There we go.
The past is gone. Let it die.
Friggin' rabbit synergy power. How much health are we getting from the rabbit? 14 health per character from the rabbit. And then we have the bumper crop on top of it. Insane. So what's the trophy amount? 22 from the trophy on the leper. And the leper's the one who's gaining the most health. So he's got
Who will face
like
the
a 36
half-remembered
health
horrors
bonus.
of their past?
Ugh. Only one person has anything left to learn about themselves.
Chapter 4. A Dark Song.
This is chapter 4 for him. I think my flagellant is also on chapter 4.
He unleashed his resentment upon instrument and crowd,
What the
playing
dark
a
song
demoniac melody
demands.
with unrestrained fury.
Tuned in perfect pitch. So my goal is to play 3 melodies. What is my requirement to play melody? Am I trying to match this? So then... I need to be backwards from here. So this is this not correct? Okay, I'm failing to understand the prompt. Do I need to be a mirror of this? Does it need to... What is this supposed to look like? So I had thought that my goal is to do quaver, semi-quaver, quaver, beam, semi-quaver. Okay, so that's tuned. That's tuned. That's wrong. Okay. So this is gonna fail the whole thing, but... So, I kind of get it. The goal is to get a full 4 in perfect
Only
pitch,
when we
then
acknowledge
play the
the
melody.
past can we be free
But
from
it doesn't necessarily match what's on the right-hand side. I think it might have to mirror what's on the right-hand side. That's a little difficult to understand, but I need to pay more attention to being in perfect pitch. I'm sure the reason it starts me with one of these notes in perfect pitch is to help me understand. The way to guarantee it is probably to sit in one place and just keep using nota cambiata. We fight. Take some relationship knocks, I guess. I guess the party's tired of fighting. Haven't we done enough? So, I believe these ladies were the ones that have the mechanic I particularly don't like with the two-person shuffle. I'm gonna try and out them pretty quickly, even if I wind up replacing them with carrion eaters. It's Mother's Embrace.
lethality writ large.
Missed the crit on one of them. Yeah, the Lord's probably just gonna keep hammering on tongue lashing. It's usually his deal. Our plan is just to hew both of those guys down. So we can start setting up on the Lord from there. Oh, you didn't die. That's the big idea. There it is. That's the one. Take you out into Magnesium Rain. And from there we should have a simple fight. It's so crazy to play through these and be taking hits. Like an 11 damage hit should be meaningful, and it just isn't. I didn't even wind up using the neutralizing powders.
In this world, wealth is worthless without purpose.
Okay, drop a couple things. I still want to keep the tea service. I guess we can equip the Toxic Ichor so that we're not carrying it.
A simple choice. At least it should
We
be.
take this because it has a known problem to get us out of this rough patch. And it looks like we found a hospital. We can dump a lot of money into a hospital. And that'll fix up our inventory space. It
She
is
understands the
crazy
futility of her
how
work
much we've been going
and undertakes
through,
it nonetheless.
how much I've been going through Glimmers without having any loathing. Okay, probably want to lock Bloodthirsty. It's really strong. I want to remove Head in the Sand.
Even the worst habits can be overcome.
And I'd like to lock Tactical Thinker. I want to lock Deadly. And I could remove Coward. Resolute's also a decent removal, actually. I'll remove Coward.
We need not be defined by our
I'll
shortcomings.
remove Coward and Resolute. I have a lot of money. Also remove Germophobic. And I'll remove Mellophobic. Phobias are annoying. I could get something at the pharmacy, too, if my inventory wasn't... Well, I guess I've gotten through enough inventory by spending money. It doesn't have what I want. Moving on.
The loathing whispers.
I would have bought salves. Everything else is meh. It's not really strong enough to worry about. It's honestly like dot ticks for flat damage don't scare me with the amount of health I have. If there were glimmers in that shop, that was a bit of a misstep. Because I could buy more glimmer and be okay. She blights out this turn. Looks like okay. I don't have a good corpse out. Right, because she's guarded. So that doesn't work either. I was thinking, oh, I'll just purge her. Nope. Game says no. Alright.
A brilliant conclusion.
Death Store you. She blights out. He gets his last death resistance gone. This dude in the back is kind of unmolested, so he's gonna do some damage and stress. Yeah, we've got incoming larva. Fade you to set up a Hue. I can actually just Plague Grenade here and go for Purge. It's gonna force me into a pretty weak Purge by stepping that dude back, but oh well. You're blighted to death, and you're dead.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
Oh, I didn't set a mark on it. I still always call it Mark, even though that's the name from the last game.
Forgotten. It is ours now.
Okay. I think it's the things on the on the mod wish list. Something to speed up animations for cases like this, especially where I feel the run is very solved. I don't have other items to put in. I feel the run is very solved right now, so sped up animations would be really great.
Made manifest.
And I would like reminder text in certain cases. Like, I'd like something that sits in the corner to say, like, you don't have combat items equipped, or you're about to go into a lair, would you like to change your combat items? There are a few reminders already built in. Actually, hit glimmers here. Because on the mountain, I won't have the time to run out of light. I don't think. I I might need to take Glimmers into the final boss. I'm not sure.
Agony by
Horror and
accumulation.
vulnerable. I haven't fought one of these guys in a while. All I remember is that they combo when they do a nasty follow-up. Oh, you can't hit back line with Poison Dart. Oh no, it's haunted. That's it.
Malaise.
Like, what? I totally thought I could do that.
And steady.
50% movement resist. Set up a taunt layer. This would be a good case to have Force March. There's Bright Light.
Breakthrough.
So I really do need this little guy off the back row to stop what he's doing. Well, I guess that's one way for it. Please don't turn into a worm. Okay, cool. I don't want to burn the combo on her attack. We'll use it here.
Lethality.
Now,
writ
I did forget to
large.
put in Chop on my Monarch, so that's a thing. But I can still put in Chop when I go to the mountain. Now we finally getting some big stress coming in. Big old stressors.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end. A simple kindness.
Actually take a moment to fix that stress. Got a good amount of dots going in. We brought up another altar. I was kind of hoping he would just sacrifice the altar straight away. It would really help if I could purge him off the front. So he's set to die from dots. Well, that's interesting. He has to reapply Altar of Obsession. That doesn't seem useful. Yeah, I think it's this to Noxious Blast. And then we bet on a Hue. Alright. That's almost certainly gonna pop on me. Yeah, it was about a 50-50 shot. Oh no, the Blight killed it. Right, okay. Right, there's always that. That is no good. I don't think we run that either.
The loathing.
Actually, doesn't the Curing Cuppa? No, it doesn't have a. It doesn't have a on blight resist do X. The Kitchen Knives has an on blight resist do X. but I don't think I do it with this. I mean, partially this is not considered a noxious item, so we lose certain things. And it's kind of an interesting thought. Setting up blight resistance for the sake of the kitchen knives is very contextual anyway. It's not like bleed, which is an omnipresent condition. Actually, our best way to trigger the blight resist is to miss an attack through the ring and get the occasional blight off of that. But that kind of like layered chances is really tricky.
Write, think,
Martyr, Pillager Slayer, and Neat Freak. None of those are truly problematic. Even more mastery.
The next stop is leagues away.
Get
Plan
armor at the
accordingly.
Wainwright. We put in tea service over the stew pot, which gives us -1 movement, but it gives us a lot more relationship chance.
Repaired
Repair the
and
wheels
refurbished.
because why not?
Ready for the leagues ahead.
Set up the mountain. We've got the Roaring Hearth, which is like the best in this case. Let's see. I want to go with apples and cheese for the party. But I'll get invigorating stew. Oh wait, this is for everybody. That's why the stew doesn't trigger very often. It's because it feeds everybody for one item. I see. That makes more sense. Okay. What has the
Precious
Provisioner got
relics
for
remind
us?
us of a
What
time
combat
before
items
the
are we
end.
taking up to the end? So we've got stimulants, Deathcap Spores are pretty great. Yeah, I think I almost certainly bring Deathcap Spores for the final boss. That's really good. We do Whiskey Barrels. I don't really care about the Greater Sacrificial Host. This is one of those cases where it's like, you can't take it with you. Might as well try to maximize relationships in the last area. I'll take a Stimulating Poultice. Oh, whoops. I actually neglected the fact that my relics are way lower than my baubles. I was looking at this thinking about my bauble count. I'm going to buy 2 Glimmers with the last bit of cash. You can hold the Deathcap Spores. You've got the Toxic Ichor, which is really great. And, where'd the Glimmers go? And you can have the Glimmers of Hope. I mean, that should be about fine. And I do like the preparatory items that I bought. Well, that Whiskey Barrel was kind of more bad than good, but oh well. I want the Stimulating Poultice to put him more solidly ahead of Baldwin in line. And
One
mastery
learns
stuff.
quickly
All right.
when survival
We'll
demands
buff
it.
Solemnity. If it matters, it'll matter. I want to buff Chop. Because I'm probably going to bring in Chop for the last bits. Let me see. I can drop Intimidate, because we don't have anybody nothing's going to use Stealth against me. Let's see. I'll buff Inspiring Tune. Dead of Night doesn't matter much when we don't bring it into the last fight. So I think I'll buff Shadow Fade. And we'll carry that in. Because we can do things like Shadow Fade Lunge. For that matter. Buff up Lunge. So I can remove Pirouette and Dead of Night for Shadow Fade Lunge. Over here, I'm trying to think of if I change out Magnesium Rain. I don't think I do, like, early enough to matter. It's fine. It's all fine. think I could drop Purge for Chop going into the mountain with the Monarch. And that should be everything. Yeah, we're going in with a crap load of extra baubles. But I think that just happens when you take out multiple bosses. 4 out of 6.
Aspiration unites the hopeful.
Hopeful, hopeful. Amorous.
While the heart
As
still
if anybody
beats,
needed healing.
desire will never die.
Okay. 3 hopefuls and an amorous. I wish there was a way to influence what kind of good relationship was going to show up. On a party that crits this much, I really don't need hopeful relationships.
At last, the great cigarette.
I've already got combat items in place. Yeah, I've got combat items in place for the last fight. Can't see the map, so none of that matters. Nothing else here needs to be touched or adjusted. So, yeah. Onward. Just gotta do our fights. So, taking Purge off the bar could reduce some of my options for this, like, last couple things. So I hope that's okay. I'm not going to make the adjustment for the lunge and pirouette until I'm at the very last thing.
Before our eyes.
Doesn't matter who I click on. These cultist fights are always mandatory. Okay, we've got no altar for this fight, that's good. Oh, she heals when she moves. No, that's because of Amorous. Right. Why was that a heal? Let me break that down. Chop is 9 to 25. He's not blinded, so we don't have the crazy crits. Hurry up and go blind. I want this Herald down fastest because it has the most stressful attacks. Well, it has the most stressful attacks while having the ability to worship. And, I mean, I don't want to see worships on the Deacon, but there's only so much I can do about it. Oh, he picked up Braggart? That's a little annoying. Now we're blind. And our damage goes through the roof. Nice critical. Okay, so he might be replaced with a worm, but worms don't worship. Fading to black there, mostly to remove his block token. Looks like the Evangelist will get to act. Should probably Dead of Night here. This is 4 Blight. I would have to crit and then some to prevent him from acting. Bleh. You hate to see it. Killing him this round is not very beneficial. Ow, that was mildly annoying. Right, Monarch gets a bigger health bonus against Cosmic. So he can just take those on the chin and move on.
Straightforward and effective.
Yeah, I'll set Withstand here. Without him being marked, there's not a lot I can do. Yeah, Dead of Night for 36 healing. That's super cool.
Persistence will overcome.
So the
even
Monarch's
greatest
chop
of threats.
is, even against Cosmic, is still weaker than the Tempest's chop. Because it's effectively a 25% shift, as opposed to a constant 30% shift. But the health total is just kind of fucking insane. Yeah. Because it's chop skills minus 75 plus 100 for that battle. So it's really just a plus 25 instead of the plus 30. But the fact that he's bloodthirsty is kind of insane. Okay, it's after this that I'll make the lunge pirouette adjustment thing. Ooh, stealth, sure. Stealth bonus sets up Venom Drop. Might as well hit the Glimmer. Got a Cardinal. Oh, Cardinals are obnoxious. This is the guy who spams the stupid, like, big stress attack. Let's just load your blood up with poison. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, that's the one. 3 stress in every dot. And he has to be last in kill order for the same reason as the Deacons. But hey, we're still a crit monster. And these dots won't trouble us. It's not enough. Oh, I didn't upgrade Dead of Night for the stress relief. I don't know why. That's a little odd of me, but I guess I was thinking, you know, it's not gonna take place in the final boss fight, so we'll move on from it. Okay, it's a lot of stress. Little stressed.
A brilliant conclusion.
Blind him, Death Store him. Okay, one more tap. And he bleeds to death on his turn. Oh no. And that's why he's the dedicated end of the kill order. And I get hit with the big shuffle. Oh man, I had all the ability to finish him off.
A master stroke.
Get out of here. And we burn the body. This is probably a case where it's better that I wasn't taunting. Okay, positioning's a little weird, because if I did a Fade to Black, it would put the Plague Doctor in the wrong spot. I want to Solemnity my stress back down. Where's the stress going? Good dodge. That's what we want to see. Champion. Okay.
Though unpleasant in the extreme, this work is noble and necessary.
I think Shadow Fade is going to be a little bit easier to use than Pirouette on this team as well, because it only steps 2 back instead of stepping 3 back. We can technically equip neutralizing powders. Does not matter. Okay, so we've got a little bit of stress coming into the final fight, but it should be fine.
The Nightmare Gate is revealed. Beyond, only infernal nihility.
Infernal nihility. What a delightful pair of words. Okay, here we go. I've only fought this boss once before. On crit, copy all positive tokens. We're gonna open up here with the Toxic Ichor. I remember that these guys need to be killed like thrice over.
Excellent work.
So dotting them up is not like the best way to go about this, but whatever. Yeah, because you kill them and he goes down to like a 2-eye stalk. Okay, so Detect is a mark. Killing, blowing any of these things will remove this effect from this hero. And on their turn, they can like grow back up, so you really need to stomp them down. This team is very privileged to be able to get kills on these guys and reduce them without focusing them. Because this Hue crit setup is insane. And because the party's dot output is frankly ridiculous. Glare grows him back up. I think the rule on Glare is that they can opt to glare a target that has the debuff on them, and removing the scene debuff is a way of getting out of this. And I know that they can also prey upon the scene debuff in the second phase. So ideally you don't have it on a bunch of your party members going into the second phase. But whatever. I'm still removing layers of eyes per turn.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
We've got 2 of them now that dot out to death. That's a one-shot from that level of eye, which unfortunately means that the debuff doesn't carry through. And given that, I think I withstand for this turn, so I don't have a combo target. You're already dead. That's a death sentence there. That takes him down a level. So I believe these tokens on the floor, oh, they are corpses. So we could have actually made use of corpse mechanics here. I did keep Magnesium Rain, I guess. We'll take a bet on a Hue here. Spawned in guys that aren't even usually here. I would not be surprised if Corpselight had the possibility of causing like a bug in the transitions for this fight. Razor's Wit, you burn to death. You don't quite blight to death. I don't need a Solemnity. Right, the fact that we can intimidate, like, further back in the row actually mattered. Huh. Okay, I don't really have important things to do. Just checking for a moment to see if I had, like, some other relevant action.
Blinded you to your blessings and smothered you in a fever
Alright,
dream of
second phase.
dissatisfaction.
On crit, he copies positive tokens, so let's watch out for being crit.
Focus will fall.
Okay. Making him miss is really ideal. This is the scene debuff is removed when the enemy misses, so thankfully we're putting blinds on him and stuff. Oh, he doesn't actually have debuff resist for the Death Cap Spores to hit. So this is a little bit of not doing much. It doesn't matter. Throwing it out just because. Because we're just gonna Noxious Blast this guy into the ground. Oh, I guess I can Stimulants like our main physical attacker. Ouch, that wasn't a miss. He actually copied my strength. And he hit very hard again. I'm still kind of okay. Oh yeah, look. We Solemnity for 63. Yeah, I guess I'll do 20 healing there. Might be important.
A master stroke.
Put another layer of that on. Yeah, Limerence is continually hitting the people with this scene effect. And it does hurt a lot.
The greatest test of all.
But my only real out for it is if Fade to Black would like to work. I need him to miss. But the hold drops the blind stack without really checking. Withstand does not help. I can't blind him from here. I can do 50 damage with a chop, though. Okay, well, he got my Plague Doctor.
Sadly, some casualties are to be expected.
That is quite the bummer. But I just don't have an out for his mechanic.
Dwindles.
Apart from, you know, be tough. So I can Solemnity again for big numbers. This is a really punishing amount of
Who knows
damage,
what lurks in the beyond?
and I really can't conceive of a means of getting out from under this mechanic other than hope he eventually misses a single attack under any of these blinds that I'm throwing on him. I don't have more healing either. We've got that stacked up to 3.
Steady yourself.
See how many times we can DVR. Oh, there we go. We're out.
Obsession blinded you to your blessings and smothered you.